All right, here we go. 9:02 on a Wednesday night. I'm getting up, dressing up, and showing up. Going to a jam session at the Colorado bar in Pasadena. On the actual map, on the Google map, it says, it's a dive bar. All right, cool. Looks like there's street parking, so I'm going to go for it. I got the invite by my good friend, Eric Lee. He's a dope bass player and an awesome instructor over at LACM, Los Angeles College of Music. Let's see what happens. Again, I'm going with zero expectations. I'm just going to go to have a good time. That's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm going to play some good tunes with some good people, maybe have a drink, and that's part of it. That's what it takes. This is the actual part of networking, remember, relationship building, that you have to do. And you can't expect anything out of it. You got to go, show up with a smile, be happy, jam out, have fun, play your heart out, and just be you, be a musician, the career musician. This is what it's all about, my friends. All right, I haven't done this in a while. So there's the Pooh record shop. And the bar's right there, the Colorado bar. This is really interesting because you get that little tinge of excitement when you go play a gig. I still got it. That's amazing. I believe that if you don't get that excitement, it means that you're kind of over it. You're kind of jaded. I think there's a part of you that you have to still be excited to play music. This is why we got into playing music, right? So yeah, this is going to be fun. It's kind of like an experiment. And I am conducting this experiment to show you how easy it is. It doesn't have to be rocket science. It's not that hard. The hardest part is getting up, dressing up, and yes, showing up. Remember this, you're always auditioning. No matter who you're playing in front of, who you're playing for, who you're talking to, you're always auditioning for the next gig, the next position that you're gonna be vying for. All right, rock on. Just like that, it's over. Here's the thing. When you go to the gym, you're like, man, I don't feel like going to the gym. But after you do it, you're like, oh, I'm so glad I went to the gym. That's what, networking and connecting and building relationships is like in music. It's tough because music is not a tangible thing, right? It's intangible. But the spirit of the music is what binds us all together. And once you get out there and you get into it and you do the things, you always feel better. That's just something that I want to bring to everybody's attention about. Again, I hate to use this word, networking, because it's really relationship building. And you're going to miss all the opportunities that you don't take a swing at. So you might as well take a swing at them. But then every once in a while, you'll step into something and you're like, wow, these cats are great. Or this one person is amazing. And I started planting the seeds to cultivate that relationship. And that's what it's all about. All right, so I've been thinking about this, and it's really interesting because, as you know, in life we go through changes, right? We go through seasons. We're different seasons in life. In fact, I just did a podcast called Play the Changes, right? But, you don't worry about playing through the changes. You don't have to be a serious jazz head, but live through the changes. Go through these seasons. And it's interesting because at the time I was 19, I think, it was around 9 o'clock at night. I was on the couch, same time it is now. And I got a call from a friend for a lead for a gig. And I spoke to the person for the lead. I spoke to the person who was hiring for the gig. It was for a cocktail guitarist, supper club, fancy dinner club on a cruise ship that went out for the night and then came back from the port of Miami. So it'd leave around 5 o'clock and come back like around 10 or 11. And I got off the phone and it went well. And I got back on the couch. My dad looks at me and goes, what the hell are you still doing here? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, why aren't you going down there right now to go get that gig? And I was like, well, Dad, I spoke to him and he said it was cool if I come in another day, whatever. He goes, no, get your ass off the couch, call him back and say, hey, is it all right if I come down now to audition for you? Wouldn't you know, my dad was right. The guy was really cool. And he's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm in my office. You know, come to port lot number blah, blah, blah. I'll make sure you have a pass to get through. And I went up with my classical nylon string guitar. I played some jazz standards and a couple classical pieces. And he goes, you're hired. You got the gig, man. And that was like on a Tuesday night, random weeknight, you know, 9 o'clock. That's when I was 19. That was a different season in my life, right? That was many seasons ago. So now I am 52. So do the math on that, right? Let's just round numbers. You're looking from 20 to 50. That's 30 years. Yeah, that's 33 years ago. Oh my freaking goodness. And I'm still doing the same thing. Well, what does that tell you? I know what it takes to continue working. You got to get up, dress up, show up. You got to go build those relationships, right? So that's what I'm doing. I went through 30 years of touring the globe, and I played with many great, amazing musicians and artists of all iterations and all skill and talent levels all over this globe. So part of me is like, well, I've earned the right to not have to go to jam sessions. I don't need to go to jam sessions, but I don't got to prove anything to anybody. But then on the flip side of that, it's like, wait a minute, I actually still enjoy music. I enjoy playing. So today I'm going because my buddy invited me, Eric Lee, like I said, this awesome bass player, musician that I met at LACM as another teacher. And he's like, hey, I thought of you, just come on out. I'm like, why would I say no? You know what I mean? Like, look, if I had a huge job, a huge deadline looming for a film score or something I was producing, I would probably say, no, I'm so sorry, I can't. I got this deadline, But right now, I don't have any deadlines. I don't have anything going on. What I did have to do was peel myself off the couch with my wife and my dogs and my daughter. So 30 years later, the only thing that's changed is I'm still on the couch at 9 o'clock at night, but no longer at my parents' house with my dad. I'm with my wife, daughter, and dogs. So you see what I'm saying? Methods change, principles remain. The method is like, it's different. This is a jam session 30 years later, but the principle remains. Get up, dress up, show up. You gotta go do it. You gotta go do it. Now, people ask me all the time, hey man, I heard of this jam. Well, I'm not really a jam person. What do you think? Should I go? Yeah, just go. Just kind of get into there was a phase in my life, speaking of seasons and changes, I didn't like to jam. I had this really weird thing, like I felt like people were judging me, and I felt like if I didn't play fast enough or flashy enough riffs that, you know, people were like, oh man, he's not doing blah, 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 you know. So they were like talking trash about me, you know, but I had to get over that. That was my own insecurities. And guess what? Don't go to a jam session and try to impress people. Just be yourself. And I'm gonna tell you, more times than not, people want professionalism over prodigy. You don't have to be this prodigy, but you gotta be a pro in order to get the gig, keep the gig, and eventually go beyond the gig. So there you have it. That's the secret sauce of nailing the audition and getting the gig. It all starts with getting up, dressing up, and showing up. Chances are something's gonna happen. Something's gonna pop off at that jam session that you went to. And sometimes it might not be right away. And don't get discouraged. Sometimes you might have to go to jam sessions for a year or more or less. You just never know. By the way, that's something that Greg Fillinganes always says. You never know. Every time I talk to Greg, he'd be like, you never know. Methods change, principles remain. Remember that. Methods change, meaning how we do things today has evolved. It has changed. But the core principle remains that if you get up, dress up, and show up, you never know what could happen. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss an episode of The Career Musician. Get your pro tips to make music your business. Listen to the Career Musician podcast to get insider secrets on how to get the gig, keep the gig, and go beyond the gig. And finally, be sure to grab your free copy of the Ethos, the Career Musician's Code, Chapter 1. This is for free, so you can master the mindset and strategies to turn your passion into profit. Check out thecareermusician.com for more resources, and don't forget to check out this next video that we have specially curated for you. Oh, and tell us in the comments, what would you like to see next on The Career Musician? Keep rocking and keep the gigs rolling.